Hello everyone, my name is Al, and welcome to a professional match of StarCraft 2. This is the map Data C, and in the bottom left corner, our purple Terran. From Germany, it is HeroMarine. In the opposite corner, our yellow Protoss player. From Canada, we have Trigger. Now, you may be wondering, but Isle, who is this Trigger person? Well, let me tell you a little bit about him. Trigger is a youngster from Canada. I think he's only 20 right now. Sounds about right. Who I don't know. I've seen a couple of his games quite accidentally during a couple of tournaments, online cups, and things like that. And there's some talent here. Now you may think, okay, 41, that's so really low, but actually not. He's in front of quite a few players, and a few players that were really considered some of the best in Europe. So I don't want to talk too much about him because I actually myself don't quite know. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see if he's able to do something. Now, he is against HeroMarine, which, let's be honest, that's quite the opponent to be against. HeroMarine is a very sharp Terran from the European region. Did I call Trigger from Europe again? Canada. Sorry, North America. Not the same thing. My confusion normally, before I talk about HeroMarine, which I'm going to do for quite a while, my confusion is very simple. In StarCraft, there's considered two kind of separate factions. Not factions, that's the wrong thing. But two areas of StarCraft. You get Korea, which is South Korea, and that'll be Maru, Hero, Solar, all of those guys that are playing in the GSL, and then they're traveling out to do other tournaments. So that's the one part. And then the other part you get is everyone else, which in the start of StarCraft, during Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm, they were considered to be the foreigners, even though it was the rest of the world. It always used to be the South Korean scene and then the foreigner scene, which I find kind of funny, but there you go. So if I make the mistake, it's because sometimes I'm still in the idea that the rest of the world is all clumped up into one, even though it's not actually. Okay, so that was a long reason to justify why I said, or might have said, I don't even know if I said it, that Trigger was from Europe. But that is actually some interesting, if you're kind of new to StarCraft, it's actually an interesting thing to note is that in the Wings of Liberty and even Heart of the Swarm for a long time, the Korean players went uncontested. They were so strong. And even in, the ones that weren't playing in Korea, they were traveling to the international events and destroying everyone. I mean, Polt, for instance, was playing in North America for a long time. He was a Terran player back in the time. Some of you may, if you've been watching StarCraft for a while, you might recognize him. Polt demolished everyone. He would win every North American tournament like he entered. If he entered, you knew he was going to win. And this was kind of the case. And then as StarCraft developed, the Europeans and people from North and South America, they really started catching up, and now we're at the point where if you ask who is the best player in the world, yeah, maybe your mind will still go to a Korean like Maru maybe, or Rogue, but I think a lot of people, definitely myself included, would rather be thinking about a Finnish man called Serral. And this is what's really cool in StarCraft. I mean, we're talking about a game from 2012, and now the field is so even. It's not like the Koreans have gotten worse, by the way. They're still very good. It's just that the Europeans, the Americans, they caught up. Anyone from the Americas, not just Americans, and also the rest of the Asian, Southeast Asia, I think the server is actually called, Australia, New Zealand. I mean, there are fantastic StarCraft players all around the world, except for Africa, which is where I'm from. Very, very few there. I know in my country of, I think, 2. I've never seen their professional games. I think they technically play professionally, but not really. So, yeah, African StarCraft, not amazing, not gonna lie. Anyway, let's talk about HeroMarine. He is going to be sending... He sent in one there, one drop that didn't do too much. Actually, I was ranting so much, maybe it did. Well, let's have a look here if he gets something done. Oh no, there's Phoenixes out. Look at that solid defense. 5 workers. Okay, so one of them did go off. Double medevacs. Oh, there's still one, yeah. Ooh, okay. You know, I said that was very good. Oh. Yeah. The armory's out. So the Phoenixes couldn't spot the Widow Mine. So you had to wait for observers. Ooh, that actually was quite a little bit of a delay. Eee. Ouch. Here comes another one. HeroMarine, can you calm down? I'm trying to talk about you. Playing very aggressively with these drops. I mean, it's not terrible. 5 workers lost. I mean, if you look at the resources, obviously it costs a lot more for HeroMarine. So, really not a bad job. And he's already going into Colossus. Alright, before I get too much further in this game, HeroMarine, let me quickly talk about him. HeroMarine is ranked, what did I say, 15 in the world according to Legulac, which also, that's pretty good. He's so close to top 10. But if you actually look at it, he's the 2nd best European Terran player, right behind Clem. That's insane. This man plays Terran really, really well. Ooh, this could be bad. 4, 15, oof, 17, ouch. This one came in at a bit of an odd time. I think it really caught Trigger a little bit off guard. He's going to have to do something about it because it's going to go off again. Observer on the way home now. Is that the closest observer? Don't tell me that. Yeah. He's got to send this one all the way back before. And they're going to go off again. Boom, boom. Ooh, that's another 6. 28, 29. Ooh. Okay. That was a very good defense. And then it stopped being a very good defense. HeroMarine, so ruthless. Yeah, just a big investment. And now you see it's evened out. Now it's definitely cost the Protoss more. So, nice little timing there with that one. We'll see what these Phoenixes can get done. Phoenix play is always quite exciting because Phoenixes, they can deal a lot of damage if a player's not careful. They're a little bit tanky and they can jump into mineral lines. Oh, that's one way to make sure you don't get dropped again. Just get rid of the medevac. But yeah, they can get into mineral lines, cause a lot of damage. At this stage, Trigger is quite far behind in the work account, so he's gonna have to watch out for that. Yeah, HeroMarine just being absolutely devastating. Very nice little sim city's got you the bunkers, or the bunker and the supply depots. I was about to say that that observer's having a nice look around, but HeroMarine with the eyes of a hawk notices the shimmer. So if you haven't realized, as a Terran player, or as in the opposite player of the Protoss, you can actually see a little glimmer on the ground. I'll try to see if I can find one now. I won't be able to see it. So yeah, if you keep your eyes open, you can actually see the observer. It takes quite good eyes, you know. Often in the matches that I play, at least, I completely miss them. But these guys somehow managed to see it. Okay, match has stabilized. 4th base is coming up for Trigger, so that's pretty good. He's caught up with his workers. Oh, actually, he's saturated again. Some good macro here. At this stage, he's just turtling a little bit, trying to build up. Worker count's very close. I mean, yeah, as a Protoss, you don't want to be behind a Terran, but I mean, that being said, the space is oversaturated, so it's not like it's that useful. And at this stage, we see Tempests. He's hiding the Tempest, by the way. So he's going into a SkyToss transition after getting out a couple of Colossus for himself. Where are these Colossus? Hello. There they are. That is not an army. So he's gone into Phoenixes. He has the tiniest army known to Protoss kind. There's 2 sentries, 2 Colossus, and an Adept. But he is going into Disruptors as well as those Stargate units, those heavy flyers, the Fleet Beaconeers. We'll have to see what HeroMarine does to this. Now, what I worry about for HeroMarine is look at the amount of Marauders. Marauders are great against Colossus, but they can't shoot up. So these Tempests, these carriers, they're going to destroy. There is a good Viking count. What is that? That's 10 Vikings. Yeah, the Viking count should be fine. This could be a dangerous attack. Okay, Trigger does see it coming. He has enough Phoenixes, so the Phoenixes should be able to defend. HeroMarine does see the Stargate units. He knows what is coming now. He's going to stim in. He's probably going to be able to deal some good damage against this base. Disruptor dies there for free. That's not ideal to see. Air armies battling each other. The Vikings going ham, trying to get rid of... Well, they're not actually getting rid of anything. I think that's some decent control there by Trigger. He's kind of gotten rid of all the Vikings. Ooh, Disruptor. Yeah, I thought HeroMarine was going to easily have that, and it seems like he's not going to. The Phoenix is just tanking nicely for the Tempests and the Carriers, making that the Vikings can't get too much done. The Grand Army is a little bit non-existent, so HeroMarine's going to be comfy in that department, and eventually the Marines can start taking... Yeah, once the Interceptors are out the way, they can start getting rid of the Carriers. This base is going to be in a lot of trouble. Yep, does go down. Oh, did you see that smooth pickup? Those Marauders almost got hit by the Disruptor, and HeroMarine just picks them up and drops them. Can I please? I need to show you this. Okay, are you watching? Boop, pick them up, drop them down. Ooh, that is some good micro. Very smooth. HeroMarine is looking in a very, very good spot here. He's getting more Vikings, he's getting enhanced shockwaves, getting ready for the Ghosts. Ghosts, obviously, they can do their work against SkyToss. Disruptor's gonna help just delay. Oh, you don't want to lose them. Delay this push. Ah, HeroMarine's gotta be careful. He doesn't want to overextend. At the same time, Trigger just taking the base down here. HeroMarine's in a good spot still. He is up in workers. That's quite a lead in workers, which is going to help with his army. And his upgrades are looking very good. He's getting +3/+3. At this stage, it's only +2 flyer weapons coming up for Trigger. Trigger's just fully committing to the SkyToss. He's channeling his inner Protoss, his Gold League Protoss, and just making carriers. That being said, I know everyone likes to laugh at Protoss players and be like, oh, all you can do is make carriers. But it is actually really fun. There's something about the fantasy of these capital ships that actually really just is enjoyable to play. So, if you ever ask me this, if you had to see me and you say, what do you think of SkyToss? I will tell you, it's terrible, it's bad. But secretly, it's quite a nice, quite a nice unit composition. HeroMarine at this stage, pushing at the top. In the north, ooh, gotta be careful. Gets a Disruptor for his troubles. Now those Tempests are good because they make it difficult for those Medivacs to move around. At the same time, pushing here in the south as well. HeroMarine just all over. Yeah, he's looking very good. This could be a bit of a slow death for Trigger. That's a decent Disruptor hit there. He's being pinned back quite heavily on 3 bases. When you're making SkyToss, you definitely need more gas. Having just, 6 gases? Not ideal. You really do need your 4th, and ideally you need to be up to 5th bases. Cancel come in once again, just good rotation there. Good rotation by HeroMarine. It's got to be careful though, those Medivacs keeping... taken away, and I don't think that's something that we necessarily talk about. If you're playing against SkyToss, you really still don't want to be making Medivacs. So losing those Medivacs could be painful. You want to be making Vikings, which he is making out of his double starport. He's got a 3rd on the way. So losing too many of those Medivacs means eventually the infantry is, like this group, it's not going to have anything to heal them. And that's not ideal. See more Colossus coming up. How do we look in terms of upgrades? If I can remember the key. Now, Protoss doesn't have too much in the way of upgrades. HeroMarine has got all of his upgrades, +3/+3. I would really like to see +3 flyer. Yeah, and he's got the gas for it, he doesn't have the minerals. That's not the right place. Come on, let's go. Yeah, carriers, they're expensive. But a maxed out carrier and Tempest army, that's going to be hard to beat. So at this stage, HeroMarine's playing a little bit like a Zerg, and he's just kind of expanding all over, trying to get some more gas income in. That's actually quite funny. That army eventually gets taken care of. But here comes the big bulk, a bunch of ghosts. This is almost Ghost Viking. Not a composition you see very often, but yeah, he's adapting very well to the situation. Viking's going to start trying to get rid of. Nice MP on all those carriers, getting rid of their shields. But Disruptors being beneath that army, that's very dangerous. I really love the Disruptors with this army. It's kind of like having a High Templar when you're playing SkyToss against Zerg. But Disruptors, they're less susceptible to... Well, they're not susceptible at all to the Ghosts. That's actually a really good little counter. I love what Trigger's doing here. So many interceptors around the screen. Oh, if I can rotate properly. Vikings coming in, trying to deal some damage. Supplies are pretty even. Yeah, he's just got to be careful. The problem with the SkyToss army is you don't have good wall builds. Your reinforcements are very limited. The Vikings are starting to pick through the carriers. But yeah, those Disruptors are going to help to push back the Terran. This is very close actually. Trigger making quite the game of this in the end. Yeah, it's hard to deal with for HeroMarine. The Vikings, just like when it's Corruptors versus carriers, you got to really be targeting precisely with those Vikings. It's nice having the Ghost, because the Ghost can get rid of the energy. But unfortunately, Terrans don't have Vipers, which means they can't slowly pick apart that army. They have to take it all at one time. +3 flyer is almost done. That's going to be so useful. This stage, getting the fleet beacon. Please tell me he counters with battle cruisers. I would love to see battle cruisers. Ooh, that is a big clump of ghosts. Oof. That was expensive. How many was that? 14. Ouch. Yeah, Terran's a little bit less economic here with the trades. Very efficient unit composition this. And his income might be a little bit lower than HeroMarine's, but this army is not easy to break. Trigger is not maxed out, HeroMarine is, so... a couple of warpins of carriers. Oh, it's going to be Liberators. Aww. I mean, that's Liberator range. It's okay. I would have really liked to see him do battle cruisers. See which air army wins. Hint, it's not... or tip, it's not the Zerg air army. The Zerg air army is not that great. Terran and Protoss, they got good air armies. I mean, this is dangerous. All those disruptors. It's only 4, but getting to those disruptors while there's a million interceptors flying around, pretty tricky. 22 SCVs. What am I missing? Has HeroMarine just been sacrificing his own workers? Ooh, big disruptor hit the Vikings there, getting rid of the carriers. Okay, this fight is... actually, I can't say it's going in favor of HeroMarine, but the carriers are dropping. Tempest, they're still alive. Ooh, never mind, I take it back. Recall going to try to get those Tempests out of there. He does manage it. I missed the workers going down, and I don't know how far back that is, so I'm not going to rewind, but yeah, HeroMarine lost a bunch of workers. Okay, I guess only 14. I thought I saw more on the left. Maybe my eyes are lying to me. Could be a thing, could be possible. Yeah, here goes another base flying over. HeroMarine rather has taken most of the map. He doesn't have the worker lead anymore, and actually his income is a little bit low. Oh yeah. Photon cannons! And a couple of shield batteries. And a probe that can't get out. Silver League. No, he's not Silver League, please, I didn't say that. Yes, look! It's battle cruisers. That is amazing. I hope that he gets enough of them. Battle cruisers with Yamato, they can do some damage against this army. Oh, I'm actually very excited now. We're seeing the battle of the sky armies. After we see a zealot fighting a marine and chopping him in half. No! Poor marine. It's kind of funny because he doesn't really sideswipe. Anyway. So this is going to be Ghost Battle Cruiser. That is so interesting. I love that. HeroMarine adapting to this play and deciding that he's going to counter the capital ships with capital ships of his own. Problem with battle cruisers is they take about half our lives just to build. Oh, nice little adept run. Adept. I keep saying adept. Adept run by here. Get some decent work done. Both players at this stage just sitting back. Trigger's still not really able to max out. He's lacking gas. Minerals are also starting to run out, and at this stage, yeah, he doesn't have the bases. HeroMarine's just making CCs. Just a million CCs. He's got orbitals everywhere. That means he can scan, he can mule, which means next step obviously is he's going to carry on getting rid of workers. He's going to mine the gas. There it is. And then just drop mules to do the mineral income for him. Yeah, what do they call it? The Iron Bank or something like that? Ooh, nukes! All the late game tech. Where's the battlecruiser army? Here they go. Oh, they've already got +3. He's been upgrading their attack, which is fantastic for the battlecruisers because they attack so quickly. Is he just going to teleport? One by one. And a couple of Yamatos. Let's see what gets done. Boom, boom, boom. And then he teleports them out. Dealing some hull damage to those carriers before getting to safety. Where did he jump them to? There's a couple more. Oh, there they are. So what do we have here? At this stage, 10 BCs versus 8 carriers. Nuke! Is Trigger gonna spot this? I think he does. He sees where the ghost is. But he misses. No! And it goes down. Doesn't do too much, but does get rid of some of the defenses here. These two are like next door neighbors. They are so close to each other. Ghosts moving around. There's going to be more nukes. Keep an eye on the nukes. He's got 3 nukes in production. That is 1, 2, 3. I'm assuming the third Ghost Academy is somewhere. Oh, HeroMarine, you are being very clever. Sneaky Ghost, what are you doing? Double nuke. Triple nuke. Is he gonna see any of them? Okay, here's the first one. Doesn't do too much damage. This one gets rid of all the defenses. Again, gets rid of the defenses. Oh, HeroMarine. Oh, that's not ideal. Jumps the battle cruisers onto the Stargate army. The capital ships are in trouble. They're trying to warp out. They do get to safety, but that means this base is in a lot of trouble. That is a lot of battle cruisers. 30 workers going down. HeroMarine pulling the trigger, getting some serious damage done after those 3 nukes. This stage he's going for 4 Ravens. HeroMarine playing this one in absolute dream fashion. And this tells you why he's the second best Terran in Europe. To be fair, he stands toe-to-toe with Clem. Don't get me wrong, it's not like he's a distant second. He's very close. This base is being acquired by Trigger, but look at the supply. Trigger is so far down. I think he was in a good position for a long time, but those nukes just caught him off guard, and that nice tactical jump. Yeah, here's more nukes coming up. BCs are moving in, Yamato's coming down. You can use your disruptors to get rid of the ghosts, but what are you going to do against the BCs? GG is called. HeroMarine takes the win in an air-to-air capital ship battle. Whew, that was a fun one. I really enjoyed that one. Trigger did well though. I don't want to take it away from him. He did do well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like rating on the video. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see more StarCraft 2 content, make sure to subscribe. And thank you so much for all of your support. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one.